Well, hello there. It is Monday again, and I am down on the shed to continue working on the Harlem Globetrotters table. You can see behind me here that Mike was in, well, you can't tell that Mike was in, but Mike was in yesterday, and you can see back here that he put the table back into the, or he put the play field back into the table. He also installed the two, there you go. Back here inside the back box, he installed the two new Alltec boards. He said that he didn't think they were working quite right, but he's not sure exactly why. But he left without troubleshooting, so that's one of the things I am going to do today. And let me flip the camera around and show you what else I'm going to do. Okay, you can see here the microprocessor board that I put together in the last few days. It's got the STM32 blue pill on here. It's got a connector for the LEDs. It's got a cable here for the power. It won't need to be that long, but I just wanted to make sure. And then it's got a ground wire that I just attach up to the ground back in the back box there. And that should drive the LEDs on the play field, which is just underneath me here. And so what I'm going to have to do is extend the wires on the bottom of the play field here up to there, put a connector on it, and connect it up to this connector. I'm going to have to mount a power supply in the bottom of the box here, hook that up to AC power, and to power the LEDs, and then I'm going to have to plug that connector in there into the processor board so that it can pick up the signals we need and and drive the lights. Now I also included in the software on this thing 3 test routines. One test routine is the one you saw that flashes through the 4 colors, red, green, blue, white, and just cycles through all the LEDs. I got another one similar to that, just turns them all on white, and then I have the indexing program in there that just steps through it, and those are selected by this little jumper. So if I pick one jumper position 1, 2, or 3, it picks one of those 3 tests, and if I don't have a jumper in there, it just goes into normal operations. So this board is going to get installed back up there on, I think it's J1 of the microprocessor, up in the upper left corner, and that should get it to work. But I'm going to get you up on a stand. I'm going to power up the unit just to see what it does, and we'll continue on from there. Okay, I have been mucking around here for about an hour and a half, and I haven't filmed a single thing. So I thought I would show you where I'm at right now. I have mounted the board up on the microprocessor. I have installed the power supply, but I only have a very short power cord, and it is not plugged into anything yet. Just threw it down here temporarily. So I'll get an extension cord that's got 2 outlets, and I'll plug the main box into one, and I'll plug that into the other so that I can get power up to there. Just explaining what I did before that, right under the playfield, right about here, was a bad fuse holder, and Mike had stopped by the hardware store and picked up a new one. So the first thing I had to do was cut out the old fuse holder or solder in a new one. I didn't film that. It's pretty benign, but anyway, I got the fuse holder hooked up, and with that done, if I power up the machine and give it a few seconds, it runs through its self-test. It resets the solenoids. Some lights come on. Now, these are GIs, so they are not controlled lights. Also stuck one of our modified boards in, and that is working fine. These lights weren't working very well when I powered them up the first time, so I stuck that in there just to see if that would clear up the stuff, and it looks like it's just fine. And in the process, these started working too. Actually, that works pretty good. Now, one thing that is quite obvious is that the sound card isn't working. So when we hit the button, I just added a game, and I got no tones or anything. And if I hit switches or something, actually, if you look on the score, you can see that I'm scoring points, but I'm not making any sound. So either the cable's not hooked up right, or the sound card's bad, or something. And I talked to Mike, and he said he has a spare sound card, so I'll wait for him to come in and swap that out. I'm not really going to worry about that right now. I'm going to continue on with getting the light string hooked up. So the only thing I have left to do is run the signal lines up to there for the LEDs, and I should see the LEDs on here. So that's going to be back in a few minutes. Hey, I have you guys up on the tripod. I have everything hooked up. I know it's a little far away, but there's the cable that I've run down, loosely laced in right now, hooking the LEDs below the table up, and I am about to pull a power cord over here and plug in both the table and the power supply for the LEDs, and hopefully we won't see any smoke. But you guys are watching. Okay, so it looks like I have the test program running. So it's flashing through all the different colors. Let me remove the jumper, reset the board so it comes up in game mode, and then I will turn on the processor. So there's just a little jumper right there that puts it into the diagnostic modes. And all I need to do is hit the reset button right back here, and that should come back up in just regular game mode. And looks like some of the GI bulbs are turned on, or some of the bulbs are turned on that shouldn't be, I would think, but we'll see what happens when it comes up. Okay, so that sort of looks like the attract mode. I'm thinking. I'm not positive of it. This lamp staying on all the time is probably wrong, so I'll have to figure out what's going on there. I'm not sure about this light, but let me start the game off and see what happens. Okay. No clue. Two lights on. I think I've got some real mapping issues going on here, but I'm not positive of that. So, okay, that looks like it's mapped correctly, except for that one. Nope, I guess it went off and came back on again. Looks like the spinner is, that spinner's spinning, but it doesn't look like that spinner's spinning. Okay. Got some bonuses counting up, so that looks good. This light appears to still be staying on all the time. No GIs on under here. Not sure why that is. Let's see, we got the two GIs there, we got the two GIs there. Looks like those are all on, those are all on. The GIs back there are on. Credit lights on. I don't know if that's normal when you're playing or not. Let's see here. What advances that? G. No. No. E. E. It looks like those are correct. And I think I saw these bouncing back and forth when these were being made. Yep. X, 5X. Okay. I'm not hearing any special thumps, but I think because it's in free play mode, you don't get the special thumps. I think. I'm not positive of that. Okay. Interesting. Let me power it off and power it back on, start another game and see where it starts off. Okay, that just went up from 1 to 2 without me doing anything. So I think there might be a switch that's stuck somewhere. That one's now spinning. Well, it did for a second. Okay, interesting. I don't know how you turn those on. Oh, maybe I wasn't paying any attention. The light has to be on in order for the spinner to advance. This one doesn't advance it because the light's not on. If I make this light come on, now this one advances it, and that one doesn't. Okay, now that makes sense. Is this making any... By the way, I don't know if you guys can hear it on camera, but the sound card's not working, but the speaker is making a kind of a thump, 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 thump sound. I'll be quiet so that you guys can maybe hear it. Is that picking up? Is it da 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 da? So I can tell when I make a switch and it scores. So like I can hear it popping in the speaker, so that is scoring. Definitely some adjusting left to do, but all in all, this looks pretty darn good. I need a ball. I have a ball here. It's not the best ball in the bunch, but it's not too bad. Let's see if anything works here. Do I not have a game going? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so that switch isn't quite making it with this. Yeah. That's not good. It looks like there's a wire missing. Well, I'm going to have to tell Mike about that. There's right down here there should be a wire, and there isn't, so the ball went and hid. Let me see if I can just get it out, buddy. Come on. Go. I don't want to scratch up the table with anything hard, but everything we have around here is hard. Okay. Okay, there's a gate missing here too that's supposed to stop that from going in. That's not making. Those switches definitely all need to be adjusted really badly. Okay, I think I'm going to quit there. I know there's not much filming here, but I think you get the general idea. This is the first go-round. What I'm going to do is go home, watch this video, and see if I can figure out what's doing what and what isn't doing what, and what needs to be reprogrammed or readdressed or something like that. So yeah. So thanks for watching, guys.